All right, we're following breaking news. A teen migrant is now reportedly in custody, suspected of opening fire in the middle of Times Square. Police say the suspect was trying to shoplift last night when security guards caught him, and he opened fire at a responding officer. The shot missed the officer and hit a tourist in the leg. Police had identified Jesus Alejandro Rivas Figueroa as an armed and dangerous person of interest in that shooting. Meanwhile, there's new video tonight in the brazen beating of two NYPD officers, as you may recall, that also happened in Times Square. The footage is raising new questions about what led to the chaos. You've seen the shocking surveillance images. Two police officers are trying to arrest a man on a New York street, and a violent group punches and kicks the two officers as they lay on the ground. Now we're seeing the incident from another angle, and it shows how the entire encounter began.
Let's go. One moment. All right, go. One moment. Let's go. Go now. One moment. No. Let's go. One.
The newly released police body cam footage shows the officers approach the group outside a migrant shelter nearly 2 weeks ago, telling them to move out of the area. You can see an officer corner one of the men, setting off the assault authorities say involved up to 13 people. 7 individuals have been indicted in the attack so far. The man in the yellow jacket that you see is Yohenry Brito. He is the only one of the suspects who is currently in custody. All of this is up against a backdrop of the growing immigration crisis in cities across the country that, if Congress fails to pass border legislation, may only get worse. An internal memo from the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, obtained by NewsNation, warns of a $1 billion budget deficit that is threatening resources. Joining us now is New York Democratic Congressman Adriano Espaillat, who happens to be the first formerly undocumented immigrant to serve in Congressman, good to have you here.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
You are clearly a success story when it comes to migrants and even those who were once undocumented. But I've got to get your reaction to this news we've been covering, everybody's been covering, to be fair, of this assault on these 2 New York City police officers, and even the shooting last night. We have this migrant crisis across the country in these cities, and now we have crime, and people are really scared and are angry and fed up.
Well, reprehensible what occurred there, and DA Braggs has already indicted 7 people, and they should proceed to apprehend these folks, and the full weight of the law should fall upon them, as well as the individual that opened fire last night. But I may say that this is not representative of the vast majority of the people. In fact, studies from Stanford and the University of Wisconsin have revealed that immigrants are 30% less likely to engage in crime than the average American, the average New Yorker. Mothers that come with their children, in fact, many of them are fleeing violence and crime, and I'm sure that they will not be perpetrating crime in the streets of New York.
Congressman, we do know that almost all of these men involved in this attack of the 2 New York City police officers were from Venezuela. 2 of them had already been deported once and had found a way to sneak back in. And this comes to the whole issue that people are feeling right now on both sides of the aisle, that why can't we get our border secure? You are in Congress, and Congress needs to pass legislation.
That's correct.
This week, we saw a bill that conservative senators, Republican senators, spent 4 months negotiating, die because nobody would vote on it.
Well, clearly, Republicans in the House, even before reading the bill, announced to the American people that the bill was dead on arrival. And so clearly, there's not a will in Congress right now to address comprehensive immigration reform from a balanced perspective. In fact, it's being weaponized politically in an election year. So we're sure that the Republican majority in the House, and particularly the very conservative sectors of the Republican majority, are not intending to resolve this issue.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.